Shalom, Yasharala. This is your brother Dawada, coming back at you. This is truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here article real quick. As you can see, basically you got a, let me read the title. It says, "Congratulations, world. Trump celebrate as nurse and doctor becomes the first in the U.S. to get the Pfizer jab," basically, right? And as you see over here, you got Jake giving Jake the basically the jab, right? And look who they chose to lead these things off with. All right, now a lot of the times our women or whatever whatnot will think that we always down on our women. So a lot of our men too, they think these things too, but you're thinking in an emotional state. All right, so when you look at the facts of these things, all right, just like when you go back to Adam and Eve first sinned. She was the first one to sin, and then we all pretty much died after that. She wound up listening to Satan, all right, these Edomites, basically, before they was called the Edomites, all right, and followed after his so-called philosophy and doctrine and things like that, instead of taking heed to basically our customs and our traditions, listening to the Most High, And so that wound up, that was, basically the fall of man, all right? You could fast forward into modern day times nowadays when, let's go back to slavery, all right? After all the horrible living conditions and the things that was going on, all right, financial, let's just, break it down this way. Financially in slavery, right now, today, we doing way better than we were doing financially in slavery and things like that. I know that sounds kind of stupid and everything like that, but hear me out, all right? Financially, health-wise, all kind of wise, we were stressed the hell out and everything like that during slavery. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? The only times that the husbands and the wives were ever separated from each other was not willingly. All right, either one of them was killed off or they was separated and sold on different plantations. All right, we didn't really divorce our wives at those points in time. All right, we stayed with them no matter how fucked up or all kind of different things happened to them. Whether our wives got raped, you know what I'm saying? We still was with our women. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, people be super petty. Oh, he ugly, she ugly, whatever, whatnot. I don't want to be. Hey, we was with our wives the whole time. So we stuck together in those times. So if we could stick together in slavery times, what happened in these times? All right. What happened? Esau came back on around again with that damn apple, that philosophy. Oh, look, basically your man, look, like in the Garden of Eden, Most High, no, you ain't gonna die. You gonna just be like God, giving you some kind of power to make you, I can be free and independent. Basically, I'm free and independent. Listen to the majority of our women now. They say they independent women or whatever, whatnot. We don't want to be submissive to our husbands and things like that. All right. So what happened at those points in times? All right. They gave us, the civil rights movement and all these different things and so on and so forth. All right. Which, on so-called paper, they sound, okay or whatever, whatnot. Oh, we want women's freedoms and women's rights and to treat women equally and whatever, whatnot. I'm like, well, wait a minute. We would go back to slavery times again. All right. And when you go to the divorce rate at that point in time and how the husbands was treating our wives, all right, it was way better than what you have nowadays. All right. But it was because Esau stirred these things up. Right. So what they say, all right, you can get this here extra financing and extra money or whatever, whatnot, but it can't be no man living in the household. All right. Same with the little boys and everything like that. All right. You got to give them these medications and these different jabs or whatever, whatnot. The father can't be in the household and all these things. So now look at our society now, as far as, just dealing with Jake, look at the conditions of our so-called community now. All right, it's all being destroyed. And who is the first person to take lead in that? All right. Again, our women. Right. This is how you can destroy a nation, basically. Just start, taking down their women or whatever, whatnot. Just look at Esau right now, A lot of his women are trying to take Jake men or whatever, whatnot. They leaving these Edomite men and they killing themselves off, so whatever, whatnot, But nevertheless, hey, look at who you got over here first, Because a lot of our children are growing up in single-parent households with the mother in the household, and they gonna listen to whatever their mama say, and they ain't got no damn common sense, man. They just listening to whatever the hell the news say. They also lack faith. Oh, shit, I ain't finna lose my good job as a doctor or whatever, whatnot, or so on and so forth. So, hey, I'm finna go ahead and take this. You know what I'm saying? How we gonna eat? Who gonna feed us? Blah, 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 blah. Same thing they said back in the olden days when the husbands was in the house. Shit, how we gonna eat if you ain't got no job right now? I got to do what I got to do to take care of my family. So on and so forth. The Willie Lynch letter, how the mothers perpetuated. If you understand that, it's the same situation. How the mothers would do whatever they had to do to protect their children, even as far as keeping their boys in line from bucking up against master, no matter what the situation was, right? But nevertheless, look at what's going on here. They put this up as the forefront to lead our people astray. All right, because look, the TV tell us so, the doctors tell us so, our grandmama tell us so, our mamas tell us so, or whatever, whatnot, you know. And they're going to use these types of things to entice the majority of our people. All right, because you already see like a lot of Jake men, we got to do whatever we got to do for mama, whatever, whatnot. Not saying you should hate your mom or nothing like that, but nevertheless, you know, there's a certain point in time, like, look, you know what? Just like, all right, for instance, with me and my mom, I love my mom and everything like that, respect my mom. But when my mom be telling me shit like, oh, go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a good job, save your money, and you'll be all right. I'm like, that shit don't work. That's some bullshit that y'all have been passed down. Look, these niggas is on top with the money right now. These niggas is investing. These well-off Edomites or whatever, whatnot, they take their paychecks and invest in the stocks or whatever, whatnot, 401ks, and they grow their money. They buy something that grows with money. They not saving their damn money, man. All right, that's just some, look at you and all your brothers and everybody else is doing all these things. Where they at right now? All right, so a certain point in time, like, you know what? Yeah, and then she, you know what? I ain't never thought about that. And she start thinking about it, but it's just something that she's been repeating that she's heard. All right. So, hey, man. And these times it's like, yo, man, no, we're not taking that. We're going to have faith in the Most High. But let's get into this article. It says a doctor and a nurse in New York are the first Americans to receive the Pfizer jab after the jab was awarded emergency use authorization by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration on Friday. A rollout of the first 2.9 million doses of the jab developed by U.S. drug makers and German firm BioNTech began across. Come on now. Now let me just put this into your mindset a little bit. Like if I'm over here farming and selling you some food or vegetables, what the hell bio and tech got to do? Well, tech got to do with any of these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's something a little fishy with this. All right, biotech began across the U.S. on Sunday with the jab departing in trucks from Pfizer plant in Kalamazoo, Michigan. On Monday morning, Dr. Yves DeRusso of New York Lenox Hill Hospital and a nurse, Sandra Lindsay, of Long Island Jewish Medical Center were given the jab during the live stream with New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. All right. And again, why are they enticing you and advertising all these things? Why, like, bro, if somebody had, look, if there was $1 billion free, $1 trillion free, bro, nobody would have to convince you to go get that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you got to go to the dollar store uptown or whatever, whatnot, and go sign your name and collect your money, man. Right? That's all you got to do. That's all somebody got to tell you, man. They ain't got to convince you, keep calling you back to back, trying to get you to come on, man. Well, look, we'll give you an extra so-and-so if you just come up here and take the money. Ain't nobody, you don't got to advertise that type of shit, man. Motherfuckers will be up there and then they'll be worried about, hey, bro, shit, they giving out $1 trillion up there at the dollar store, bro. Go ahead and get yours or whatever, whatnot, man. All right. It says the president quickly celebrated the occasion on Twitter, writing, "Congratulations, USA, congratulations, world." The UK previously became the first country to use the jab. The US leaders have been critical of the FDA over what deemed to be sluggish response to approving the jab, and on Friday called the regulator a big old slow turtle. The UK was the first country to both approve and administer the Pfizer jab, which it did earlier this month, while Canada, Mexico, Bahrain, and Singapore have also given the jab the green light. All right. It says the start of the U.S. jab program against the pandemic comes as the country is set to pass 300,000 deaths related to the virus, while it has registered more than 16.2 million infections total. Alongside New York, hospitals in Minnesota, Texas, Utah said they were set to receive their first doses of the jab on Monday, with 636, come on now, jab staging sites in line for the jabs across the U.S. All right, so hey, look how they putting these things up. You know, I forgot there was a video the other day talking about they used this number too. It was like 6,636 or something like that. You know, talking about the end when they was talking about these jabs. The Pfizer biotech jab must be kept at minus 70 degrees Celsius, minus 94 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning it must be transported in dry ice or super cold freezers. That's pretty much what we're going to read there. Now let's grab a couple precepts real quick. All right. Because, hey, this is what we've been telling you about, man, and it's pretty much go time, all right? You know, this is going to be a fun according to prophecy. Let's start there, matter of fact. Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And dealing with this here mark of the beast, right? We've been telling you about this. Has been a great controversy over the different One West camps of who has the truth. And we've been telling you, and yeah, I know it sounds a little conceited or whatever, whatnot, but humbly speaking, like just looking at the facts, bro. Just looking at the facts, just like whoever, Michael Jordan or whatever, whatnot, for him to say, oh, I was the greatest player of all time, and you look at the stats, it's like, well, he ain't, proudly saying these things, like, well, that's just what the stats say. I mean, I just happen to, come in first, or Usain Bolt, I happen to win all the races. Yeah, I came in first. That's just the fact. Not speaking about these things, it's just the fact. When you look at the race, I won every race, right? So going on to these things, we've been telling you these things, and guess what? Now it's all speaking. Now it's all right there in your face, man. Now you're living in these times where we have to make these decisions, Now it's not like, oh, I don't want to hear about that. I don't care about what y'all got going on or whatever, whatnot. Hey, man, all right, you want to go to work? You want to get a paycheck? You want to see your kids? You want to be able to go anywhere or whatever, whatnot, travel and all these things? You have to sit here and make this here decision, all right? You have to now think about what we've been telling you, which is going to lead into the mark of the beast. All right, so Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, now it's speaking and it's not lying. Now it's on the table. Now it's in front of your face, man. Now you can't move around these things, man. Now this is one question that everybody know about right now, man. Like beforehand, we talk about the mark of the beast being the RFID chip. You say the RFID chip to people, what the hell is that? I don't know what that is, or I don't know. I ain't never looked into all of that. But now everybody's questioning these things. The so-called Christian networks, that even in the news talking about with this here situation coming up, people are in fear that this may lead to the mark of the beast and so on and so forth and everything like that. Like, come on, man. We at the end is, let me read it again. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Yeah, 2-3 years ago when we were telling you these things, yeah, of course it was tarrying at that point in time. People couldn't believe, oh, they would never force the whole population to do these things or whatever, whatnot. Even us in this here truth, man. We didn't know exactly what the catalyst was going to be for them to call for things like this. But, hey, 2020 was, the year of prophecy. All these things was being revealed. Now it's at the time. Now it's speaking loud and clear. Now they have a so-called use for all these things, man. All right, it's like, hell, another little example. You see these little drag racing cars on the drag strip or whatever, whatnot. You don't really know what the hell going on, but you see this car with a parachute on the back. And you're like, a car with a parachute? Motherfuckers use parachutes jumping out of planes. Why you need a parachute on the ground and so on and so forth? And you don't really know why. But once you get in that damn car and you start getting down that damn drag strip, you realize, oh, this is what the fuck the damn, this is where this parachute's going to come in handy. So this is the same thing that's going on now, back in those days where, the prophecy wasn't quite sure of how they was going to start implementing these things or what was going to cause them to say, hey, we need to push this out on everybody. But now it's at the end, and now it's speaking loud and clear. It's not tearing. It's actually rushing out here right now, man. It's not being prolonged. It's not something that you're going to see, about 5 years from now, they're going to be pushing off this here chip. No, man. Me spiritually just, or carnally speaking, and just, as speaking as a man, I'm like, hey, man, it wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't be mandating this here, this chip by this time next year. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of 2021, wouldn't surprise me if they wouldn't have that thing mandated by that time. So January 1st, 2022, you'd be sitting here being forced to take this here mark of the beast. Let me read this again. For the Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it shall surely come. It will not tarry. Now let's look at the vision that we're talking about. All right, real quick and simple one. You know what? Hang tight. I'll go back over. Revelation 13 and 16. All right. It says, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right. So real quick, we can go into these words. Well, let me just read this through. And that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Now, going into this, you can see now how you're not able to go inside these stores without having your face mask on, right? Now they're saying in certain places, like the airlines, you're not going to be able to travel unless you have this here jab or proof that you've taken the jab. Certain, Department of Education in New York saying that teachers won't be able to collect paychecks if they don't get this here test or whatever, whatnot, so on and so forth. So we see how these things are being led, certain stores and events. Oh, you can go to concerts again, movies again, if you get these here situations. All right, so it's going to make everybody have to get these things, these medical situations, So it says, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 603 score and 6. Now we're going to touch on a couple of these words real quick. Not trying to make this lesson too long, but just to point out, again, what this here thing is. It should be clear as day. All right. Now don't get this confused with the jab that they got going on right now. All right. But this is a precursor, a predecessor of what's going on. All right. Let's look at this here word mark, which is charagma, if we can. All right, here we go. It says charagma, a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead of the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist. We'll just use that word. But nevertheless, going together along with this here system, this world system that they're trying to push off. Because why? It's a new world order. And who is it going to be controlled up under? Esau, who is the devil. All right, so you have the way that the Lord have you to live and have you, the lifestyle he wants you to live versus what they want you to live, on the smallest level. The Most High don't want you to eat pork. Esau, hey, he put pork on everything, the bacon, the new breakfast baconator, so on and so forth, the Most High say that basically a man and a woman should get together and basically have children, But hey, Esau say, hey, man, man and man and woman, so on and so forth, So, hey, what system are you willing to live up under, right? It says a mark branded upon horses, all right? Thing carved, sculpture, graven in image, idolatrous image, says the Strong's definition from the same as G 5482, a scratch or etching, a stamp, a badge of servitude, a sculpture, figure, graven mark. Let's go a little further into this, right? It says from the root word karaxo, to sharpen to a point, all right, through the idea of scratching, a pale or a stake, a palisade, right? So, as you can see right now, all right, they have basically what, well, let me go back and get this other word too. This word for stigma. All right. Going further into this here word, all right, for stigma, it says from primary stizo, to stick or to prick, a mark branded, a mark pricked or branded upon the body. To the ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name of the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate which master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves this way with the token of their gods, right? So basically, it's a mark incised or punched, all right, recognition of ownership, all right, scarf service, all right, to stick, all right, sharpened to a stake or a pail or a palisade, basically like a syringe. This syringe is going to be used to implement this here mark of the beast, all right. Not saying that this is the jab that they're pushing out right now, all right, but this is going to lead into that, just like how, you can see nobody's able to really buy and sell. You have some stores you can go in there without the mask, but you're not able to really buy or sell or go in a lot of these stores or travel right now if you don't have a mask on, right? That's, step one, phase one. Then they got these jabs that's going out, all right? Phase two, all right? Then more than likely the very next phase is going to be basically the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast, all right? But how are they going to, when you look up how they put these, because people get RFID chips right now, man. But if you find out how they put them inside of people, you'll notice that they go to tattoo parlors. All right, they have a little syringe. They put the little RFID chip inside the syringe, and then they poke it inside of your skin, and then they inject it inside of you. All right, just like how when you break down these here words, all right, the real definition of these words or what they really mean. This is why there's so much confusion about this, because these other camps and stuff, these other teachers don't go into these root words. They look at the word mark. Well, really, the word M-A-R-K, mark, right there that we read in English is really the same word in English that we read here, for example, in Ezekiel 9:4, all right? Ezekiel 9:4 says, and Yahweh said to him, go through the midst of the city of Jerusalem, through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So here in English, this here word M-A-R-K is the same word that is in the book of Revelations, M-A-R-K, right? In English, right? But when you click on this here word and you look up this here word, all right? Now, we just read about in Revelation that word mark go into charagma, right? Now, when you go into this here word, M-A-R-K, right? This here word is actually fawa. That's how you would really pronounce it. It says a desire, a mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. So when you go into these words, these are two different words in the original language that they were written in. All right. But in English, they're the same words. So this is why it's important for you to go into these here words, because it would be without a shadow of a doubt what the mark of the beast is. All right. So we're going to go from there to the book of Revelation 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which will come upon all the world. Like we just read, it's going to cause all, both small and great, free and bond, to receive this here mark. So this here hour of temptation is come upon the whole world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Now let's go into this here a little bit. All right. So it says the word for temptation, an experiment. All right. This is what they're about to do to you. Experiment on you. All right. To see how many of y'all going to wind up dying off from this or whatever, whatnot. It says an experiment, an attempt, a trial proven, the trial made of you by my bodily conditions, since the conditions served as a test to the love of the Galatians towards Paul, a trial of man's fidelity, integrity, virtue, and consistency. So, hey, man, going into this here word, man, this is going to be the hour of temptation, which is coming upon the whole earth. A condition of things or a mental state which we are enticed to sin or to lapse from the faith of holiness. So, hey, man, when it's time for you to, you got this good cush job, and the proud of these people, man, especially our women, man, they've been living all nice and had this good job to sit here and drive their little BMWs and look down on Jake men. Oh, I got this good job of this and that. Now, when it's come time to take this here situation, you think the pride's going to allow them to let go of these jobs or whatever, whatnot? They're going to wind up taking these things, man. All right. So this is going to be, let me read that again. It says a condition of things or a mental state by which we are enticed to sin. So look, it's either you're going to follow after the Most High, the law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to live by faith, or you're going to just go down to Egypt, man. Let me grab that. We'll close out there. Let me read this last definition. Rebellion against the Most High, by which his power and justice are, as it were, put to the proof and challenged to show themselves. Right? So again, going into this here word, man, hey, are you going to trust in the Most High, or are you going to trust in man? That's where I said it was going to go. We're going to close out here in Isaiah 30. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, that cover with covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So look, you looking for help and a way out and to keep your job and keep your life going and everything like that. And you going down to Egypt, you going down to this here government. You listen to what they saying and your friends are saying, but never did it once cross your mind to ask the Most High about these things, man. All right. And even if you so-called did ask the Most High, you didn't add that with faith. You asked the Most High, hey, Lord, help me out through these here situations. Then you see this here opportunity, you gonna go try to keep your job. Hey, man, look. Come on, man. Not sometimes. Like, if you're going to ask the Most High for something, you got to also take that step out on faith, man. All right, you can't just so-called be in a comfort level or whatever, whatnot. It's like being on a bike with training wheels. Like, oh, Most High, please, Lord, don't let me fall off this here bike. But you got the training wheels on. You not, come on, man. Where's the space for the Most High to sit there and work, man? All right. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with the covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. So you trying to prolong your life and keep things going or whatever, whatnot, but you covering with the covering that's not of the Most High, all right? Not of his spirit, that you may add sin to sin. So not only are you in a messed up condition, trusting your enemy, living under this here oppression, you about to be in full subjection under this bastard, man, all right? Verse 2, that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked of my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and trust in the shadow of Egypt. So, hey, they trying to prolong their life and get back to going and popping everything popping. But what? They going down to Egypt for this instability. But you forgot Egypt was the one that destroyed you, man. All right. Hey, that's just like a woman who was kidnapped and raped all day and held hostage in a damn basement or whatever, whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And she got a telephone right there to call 911. But she picked up the phone and she called this nigga cell phone. Hey, man, can you come help break me out the damn basement or whatever? Like, why are you going to call the dude that took you captive to break you out and to save you when he the one to put you in this scenario, man? All right. Verse 3, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So, you done been kidnapped, raped, and tortured and held hostage in his basement, came across a cell phone, and you decided to call your kidnapper. Now, he didn't realize you had a cell phone, and you didn't lost your one, your one lifeline to reach out to get you some help, man. All right, and that's what our people are doing right now, swiftly, man. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this here lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, I can pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.